So today we're talking about number lines. So we're still multiplying. So we are still multiplying, excuse me, decimal by whole, but we're going to use number lines. So I still have my same steps. I'm going to write the problem horizontally. I'm going to estimate, and I'm going to use a number line this time. Yesterday we used place value charts. Or today and yesterday we used place value charts, and we used like base 10 blocks. We used some models in there. So then we're going to see if our estimate was right on. So Patrick and Nolan are hiking together. Patrick hikes 7/10 miles before he has to stop. Nolan hikes 4 times farther. Well, that's kind of an action word that tells me what I need to do. Then Patrick, before his shoe comes untied. How far has Nolan hiked before he stops to tie his shoe? So I want to know how far Nolan hiked. 4 times further. So I have to do, okay, so I'm going to go 7/10. So I'm going to estimate that. So 7/10, I'm going to make that go up to a whole times 4. So I know my answer is going to be 4 or less because I rounded up. 4 or less. Okay, so I'm going to go to 7/10. I'm going to do that 4 times. So let's look at my number line. 0 to 1. What do I have in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's split up into 10 tenths, 10 dimes, tenths in between. So I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to choose to do another color just so I can tell the difference between. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So I'm going to go another, because I have to do it 4 times. I've done it twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I've done it 3 times. I'm going to do it one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now where did I end? Here's 2, and I went 1, so here's 2 holes, and then I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. So I got my answer to be 2 8/10. What was it? How far? That was miles. So I need to add miles next to it. So that makes sense because 7 times 4 is 28. I had 1 decimal here, so I need 1 decimal number in my answer. That makes sense. It wouldn't be 28 miles. It would be 2 miles and 8/10. Okay, so let's move on to our next one. Daniel is putting together an herb garden using pieces of wood. So he's making a garden. So he's probably making the outside of the garden. Each side of the garden will have a length of 6/500 meters. So he's making a garden. Okay, and it says each side is this. And it says the garden will have 4 sides. It'll be in the shape of a square. Okay, so all 4 sides. What will the length of the perimeter? Oh, I know what perimeter is. Perimeter is the outside. So I have to do this 4 times. So my first step was write the horizontal problem. I'm going to do that 4 times. So I'm going to estimate this. This might be close to 70 hundredths times 4. Oh, I just did that problem up here. 7/10 times 4 is 2 8/10. So my estimate is it's going to be around 2 8/10. So somewhere between 2 and 3. All right, so my number line, what is my number line this time? Oh, my number line has way more spaces in between. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what are they counting by? They're not counting by tenths because up here there was only 10 of them. This time there's 20. So what are they counting by? Well, look at my problem. My problem was 65 hundredths. So maybe this time I'm counting by 20 of what goes into one whole. I'm counting by 5 hundredths. So I need to count by like nickels, by fives, to get up to 65. So I'm going to take my colors. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, when I get to the longer line, that was 25 hundredths. So I wonder if there's something I could do to get myself there a little faster. That was 25. Here's another 25. So this must be bringing me quarters, 25, 50. So this is 5. So 50, 55, 60, 65. Okay, so here's my first group. I didn't really like the way that blue one was writing. That greenish blue, I think it was a little too dark. I'm going to find a highlighter instead. Okay, so I have how many groups? 4 groups. I'm going to do another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. I'm going to double check I did that right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Yeah, so here's my second group. Remember, I'm counting up by 65, so I'm going by like dimes, like 5 hundredths. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Let me double check I did that right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Yep. So it's easy to go off one, and then your whole answer is off because you didn't count right. So go back and check. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. How many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. 4 groups. So let's see where I ended. Well, I'm at least at 2. That makes sense because my estimate was 2. So let's count. Here's 2. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, this is 25. This is 50, 55, 60. So what will the length of the perimeter be? 2 and 60 hundredths meters. Okay, we are going to do one more. So I'm going to flip my page over. Flip my notebook around. All right, so I'm going to do another scenario. This time, write a horizontal problem to represent the scenario. Estimate, use a number line. All right, so this time I'm going to make my own number line. Compare your answers with the estimate to the actual. An eraser costs 30 cents. How much do 4 cost? Okay, so I'm going to make a number line. I'm going to start at 0. So I'm counting by 30s. I can count by dimes. I can count by tenths. So I'm going to make 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, 1 whole. 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, another whole. 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, another whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, another whole. I don't know how far I have to go, so I'll just go to 4. If I need to go further, then I can do that later. So 30 cents. 30 cents, well, hold on, let's write my problem, and I'm multiplying that by 4, because I'm trying to find that total cost. Okay, so I'm going to round this to like quarters, and I know 4 quarters is $1. So it's going to be about $1. Let's see. Oh, well, then I made my number line way too long. That's okay. So I'm going to do 30 cents 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Here's my first group. 1, 2, 3. Here's my second group. 1, 2, 3. Here's my third group. And how many groups? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is right here. Oh, my answer's off. What did I do wrong? I was making 4 groups of 30. I made 1, 2, 3, 4. I made too many groups. I knew that was off. So does anybody know how I knew that was off? I knew it was 3 past 1. But I know 3 times 4 is 12. Here's my 10 groups, and then I should have had 2 left over. That was how I knew my answer was wrong, because 3 times 4 is 12, and I needed to have 10, 11, 12. I knew that was going to be my answer. All right, so what's my answer is 1 whole and 1 2/10. But it's money, so I have to add a 0. How much does it cost? $1.20. So I'm interested to hear tomorrow how you think number lines. Is it easier? Is it harder? Is it kind of the same? Which method would you prefer? The one we did yesterday for homework or the one that we're doing today? So we'll talk about it tomorrow.